The thing that struck us about Lion is the fact that this is a company which is in the business today producing and selling quality trucks and buses. And that felt, believe it or not, different from some of the other EV stories that are more, I don't want to say aspirational, but they're looking down the road.
At the beginning, we were wondering if we will go to an IPO or go with a SPAC. We decided to go with a SPAC. So speed to market really matters. We probably saved about a year. We needed this, $500 million on our balance sheet to keep the competitive edge that we've been building throughout the years. And that's the reason Ian and Chris will be sitting on our board of directors. The fit was great. So it was not only a matter of money, it was also a matter of people that are buying into the business plan of Lion. So there's no minimum. It's an up to 2,500 units over the next 5 years. It's a mix of Lion 6 trucks and Lion 8 trucks, which are Class 6 trucks and Class 8 truck. It's a maximum of 500 units per year, making sure that Lion will have a lot of manufacturing capacity for all the other customers that we are doing business with. Yeah, you mentioned also, the after 2025, from 26 to 2030, they also have an option for 10% of our manufacturing capacity. It's always the customer that will make those decisions. So I think, we'll leave that up to Amazon to decide, when they want to release the news going forward.
So how many vehicles have been delivered to Amazon at this time?
So we delivered 2 units in the last few weeks. They put in a PO for 10 units in total at this point. So the next 8 units will be delivered within the next few weeks. A Blink, ChargePoint, ABB as well. When you're selling an EV, it's totally different than selling a diesel truck. Selling the truck or the bus is just the beginning of, this whole relationship with the customer. We can take care of the charging infrastructure. And obviously we need to provide them, with the best equipment. And this is what we have with the partners that you just mentioned.
I think there is so much more to the Lion opportunity than just the great profitable sale of trucks that Marc spoke of. But also, as you said, you've got this great resource sitting, a battery and a vehicle, and they can roll around. And for a guy who spent a lot of his career managing electric grids, we're super excited about what the possibility of, I'll call it V to G or V to building. So to the extent that, behind the meter opportunities. And so Lion's incredibly well positioned to participate in that. I'm thrilled to be able to bring my experience from the utility sector to be helping Lion kind of explore and maybe even exploit that opportunity.
We've been doing this for more than 10 years now. We sold the first units in 2016. You need to put in all the resources, all the money, many years to get there. So we feel, we're ahead of, almost, all of the other manufacturers right now. We spoke about the trucks, like trucking as a service, busing as a service, making sure that, it's not only a matter of the charging infrastructure as well, but how you will finance those, charging infrastructures, those EVs as well. At Lion, we've been doing this, and basically, we're surrounding the customer to make sure that he will be successful. We're making sure that we're making the life of the customer very easy with everything else. With all the investments that we are doing right now, we think we're very well positioned for the future.
Why a SPAC versus an IPO? They have now the financial and market resources to make sure they stay ahead. So I think it was an incredibly insightful decision on Lion's part to make sure they preserve that first mover advantage.
You have to make sure you're selling the right product. Some people, they are getting to know now that we are selling already 7 electric vehicles right now. Basically, in the EV space, you need to make your money up front, right? There's no room really, for the dealer's margin in everything that we're doing. Selling direct, also making sure that all the knowledge that we've gained throughout the years, will benefit to the customer at the best price. We're always starting the development of the other vehicles from the same platform. So it's like, some people will call that the skateboard. So we always start, from the same skateboard that we adjust from one platform to the other. Also next year, you're talking about the Lion 5, the Lion 7. We already have all electric refuse truck. The bucket truck is coming in next year as well. Very, very exciting. In 2022, we also have the electric ambulance. We will be coming out also, with the Type D electric school bus, which is the flat nose, for a full lineup of product. And also on the Class 8, you do have the Class 8 tractor, full electric, always for urban usage. So going back to the Biden administration, that they are looking at, financing the replacement of 500,000 school buses. Also, this is one of the reasons, for Lion to manufacture over 20,000 units a year in the United States. So a lot of them, could be school buses. Some of them will be electric trucks as well. I mean, obviously they are talking about, putting in some money and investing significant amount of money in the EV space in general. So this is very, very exciting.
Well, aren't we at such an incredibly exciting time? And to me, it feels very much like where we were with renewable energy a few years ago. Subsidies are great, but the fact of the matter is the economics are driving the penetration of EVs, and particularly in the commercial trucking space. And so we're at the nexus of cheap renewable energy, electric vehicles, and you can imagine this whole sustainability trucking as a service, this idea that companies can get their products to their customers and shipped around in a way which is green all the way through. And obviously that's something that totally resonates with me.
You might know that we are already manufacturing our battery packs. The fact that everything we're doing is purpose-built to be electric, so we don't take any shortcuts. We think, that the customers, they deserve to get the best. And the only way to get the best is making sure that they are getting purpose-built electric vehicles. And this is what we're doing at Lion. And one of the risks of electric vehicles going forward, let's say in the next 2, 3, 4 years, is obviously, the supply of batteries. And this is the reason why we are doing multi-sourcing. So one of the sourcing, obviously, is the Lion battery. The other one is the deal we have with BMW, where we are using the BMW i3 batteries that we are coupling together in high voltage for, some of our electric trucks. A partnership with Romeo Power, great company, great technology. That will be, a very good source of supply. And also, you probably heard that we will be investing about $170 million into our battery factory. The reason for doing that, we want to make sure, we will have access to over 5 gigawatt hour on an annual basis of batteries going forward. So those are the Lion batteries. Our goal is to make sure that we will be buying from 2 or 3 parties, even in 4 or 5 years from now. Now, the life of the batteries depend on how many times they will be recharging those batteries. On average, we could think, that about 4,000 cycles. We're making that calculation with our customers, always, with the assumptions coming from the customers. In almost all of cases, we're talking about a life cycle of over 10 years. What we are selling is an electric body on a full electric truck as well. And this is great. And this is, the operators can use them for the full day of operations, because, the body is 100% electric as well. Now I can tell you we're in negotiation with many customers. Obviously, I cannot disclose, the names. The type of product that we are bringing to market is something that those operators have been requesting for many, many years. About Lion, everything we're doing, this is real. And this is why a lot of people are saying Lion is like, an overnight success 12 years into the making, because we've been working throughout those years and, investing money into the product. So those numbers, were built with a lot of details. So absolutely, I do feel great about those numbers.
Lion had been, whenever you see a business plan, there's always kind of this element of future growth. And what really struck us about Lion is you could look into the business and actually see things like Amazon and customers like CN. You go, I can see how where those orders are going to come from, and that line of sight to 6,000 vehicles is not just aspirational. There's a lot of substance behind all of that. Well, we're obviously so thrilled in terms of the relationship that we've built with Lion, and so as we look forward, obviously, I don't think we're looking at anything that's going to be competitive directly to Lion. But our thematic commitment to sustainability and strong ESG alignment remains unchanged. I think, as I mentioned earlier, we are excited about the breadth of the entire EV business spectrum, and to the extent that we can find businesses that are tangential and can be supportive of the Lion story. That's definitely on the agenda. But it really comes down to, gosh, how do we harness cheap renewable energy and introduce it into the industrial ecosystem to create value for customers?